So now we're going to get into talking about niche marketing and how important it is to have your business be about something very specific. So there's an amazing marketer, his name's Jay Levinson, and he wrote a ton of marketing books over the last 35 years. One of them is called Guerrilla Marketing. And in that book, it talks a lot about a lot of types of marketing that we actually don't do. But his idea of marketing is brilliant. In that book, he says that it's very important, and one of the best ways to compete is to really be about something specific. So a lot of wedding photographers, and us in the very beginning, we noticed we had the same problem, that we were like, let's be the weddings and babies and children's and everything photographer because we just want to get any business. But we realized that if we focused down, if we got into something very specific, according to Jay Levinson, who has wrote, business books for the last 35 years about marketing, our chance of success would go way, way up.
And Jay Levinson also talks about that clients will go where the services are very clear about what the business is about. And one of the reasons that our business, we know for a fact, succeeded so quickly, going from 19 weddings the first year to 33 the next year, and we had raised our price point. The reason is because we had a focus. We knew we wanted to do weddings, so that is what we were focusing on. If we had focused on seniors and events and babies, the hard thing about that is the senior market is totally different from the wedding market. So not only are we going out and we're being friends and befriending, florists and planners and cake artists and all those people, we'd also be going out and hitting the high school market and figuring out all of those people, making those relationships and figuring out what made that market work. We weren't focused on other things. We were simply and solely focused on weddings. So all of our attention and all of our devotion was into weddings, and that is why we succeeded so fast. So we learned that being the expert in what we did, we do weddings. That is what we do.
So we also realized it was very important to have strategic content. So even if we were out shooting a baby session here, maybe you can still get other gigs, and shoot those gigs, but we're not marketing that that's what we do. So we had very strategic content. We showed the types of weddings we wanted to shoot and the types of images that we loved most from the weddings we were shooting. In the beginning, we may have had a few traditional brides and a few modern brides, and even though we wanted to shoot modern weddings, but on our website and on our blog and on Facebook, we were only showing the modern shots, the cool shots that we were excited about. And you can even take it a step further from niche marketing with just saying, hey, I'm going to be about wedding photography. You can now position yourself into a specific type of wedding photography. There's an amazing friend of ours. His name's Mike Larson. He runs a super successful studio out in California in San Luis Obispo. And Mike, he has a specialty in wedding photography. His specialty is estate and vineyard wedding photography. So you go, Mike Larson, what does he do? Well, he does estate and vineyards. So guess what he spends his time doing? He's building relationships with estates and vineyards, the planners, the cake people, the brides that are getting married, and the blogs that are showcasing those type of weddings. So when a bride comes in and she sees Mike Larson, estate and vineyard photographer, and she's getting married at an estate or vineyard, she's going, well, he's got to be the best. He's got to be probably the most expensive and probably the one that I want to capture my amazing estate or vineyard wedding. And guess what all of his branding is about? Wine bottles and barrel drums, that hold the wine in it. And guess what kind of gifts he gives to his clients? Wine bottles and all this really cool stuff that's on theme and on topic with his unique positioning of his business.
So the bigger your market and the bigger your reach, you're able to, if you want to, narrow down your niche. So if you live in a small town of 1,000 people and you're 5 hours away from anyone and everyone and you live out in the boonies, it's probably not the best idea to be like, yes, I am the photographer who shoots weddings of brides and grooms who have piercings by the lake. Like that may be one person, if not anyone at all. So it's definitely good to keep in mind of how big your reach is and how specific you can narrow down your niche. So figure out what you want your business to be about. What kind of photography do you want to be about? Don't dilute your business image. Figure what it is and then go after it. And of course, there's always exceptions. Definitely, there's some people that do have successful businesses and they have weddings and they have, seniors or family portraits or whatever, and they do that successfully. But for the most part, we realize, especially when starting out our business, to have a focus and to go after that, it made our business flourish a lot faster.